Welcome. It's Psychic Tuesday. I'm your host and guide, Bernice Bisson. And I am so happy to join you today. And we're going to get into some of the astrology going on over the next week. And but just start off, you can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com or Bernice Bisson Psychic. I do on Facebook. I do put out a video every week, a collective reading for the week. I read many different things. I like to mix it up a little bit. And so you can find that there at my Facebook page, Bernice Bisson Psychic. A reminder, I don't have any other social media. So if anyone contacts you saying they're me, chances are it's not me. And so, because I'll never reach out to you directly. Now, let's get that out of the way. And I'm going to start with some of the energy at the top. We have some pretty major transits, a number of planets at 29 degrees, which is sort of that final degrees. It's an intense sign. I think we have 5 celestial bodies right there, and we have the transit of Jupiter. I'm going to give messages for each of the signs, sun, moon, or rising. You can listen to all 3 messages to really get a full spectrum of what's going on for you, but it is based on the next 7 days of astrology going on for all of us. I just don't want to go into all the planets only because I only have so much time on this show. So I want to get right to the messages. Okay. All right, let's do it. All right. I'm actually going to start with Taurus because we're kind of embarking on that Taurus season into Gemini. And so you have a number of planets going on in there, and it's really about your life, your day-to-day life. You might have went through a massive transformation over the last 2 years, and that could have been around self, health, life, how you viewed the world, all of it. And so this is a bit of a rebirth for you, a bit of some fresh air, and really getting back to life, getting back to the day-to-day things, and really maybe finding some joy in everyday things. And this next 7 days is going to open up things for you little Tauruses in a way where life, just the day-to-day stuff just seems to work out, and things like you get the parking spot, and someone buys you a coffee, and just small joys every day. And you're going to find that that's going to start to pick up for you and getting back to your social self. Then I go into Gemini because it's going to be all about you guys right away with the sun in your sign and Jupiter coming to your sign. And so we'd have to go back a dozen years to explore that a little bit. But there is a conjunction of Jupiter and their sun coming. And this is about for Gemini's gaining opportunities, gaining followers, gaining your reputation, gaining weight, gaining money, gaining responsibilities. Be careful what you're taking on in that, because things can expand out quickly. And let's hope it's in a good way for you. Okay. So stay out of trouble, you little Geminis. Just teasing. But sometimes your shadow side could come out. So just know things expand pretty quick the next 7 days. So let's make it a good one. My little crabs, my little Cancerians, this is about getting things in order this next 7 days. This is about order, getting things organized, getting things worked out, getting things in a place where you feel like it's ready for the summer, getting all your say closets unpacked and your basement sorted out and the lawn furniture out. You're going to feel like you're getting your life in order, getting things in order. And that's going to feel pretty good. And that's going to expand out for you. And that's going to be kind of a mission even. Around that, getting organized and in order. And then Leo, this is about authority figures, parents, if you still have them, if you're fortunate enough to still have them in this carbon-based leaf bag energy, in our human energy, if you still have them. But it's about authorities, it's about parents, it's about our obligations, our responsibilities to those elders, and that could be elders in the community, that could be people, our bosses, so it's around a lot of meetings, talking to obligations, responsibilities to those, and some sort of authority to you, Leos. And that could even be you get kudos from them. You're being given thanks. You're being recognized for all the effort that you have put in and pushed up. And so you're being seen. Virgos, sun, moon, rising, of course. We're going to go down below. We're going to go to children. We're going to go to employees. We're going to go to younger friends, younger generations around you. And it could be about really getting on your game with technology, getting on your game with being relevant, getting getting in touch with your youthful side of yourself, getting in touch with young people around you, including children, and really wanting to connect and sort things with them this next 7 days. And so this could be a big time for graduations. It could be a big time for even new friendships, new dogs, new things that come in a really friendly way that you could be developing some new friendships and petships around you. Now, Libra. Well, Libra, we're going to go to your sixth sense. We're going to go to your health and your wellness, your well-being, your discipline, your daily routines. You're going to go, oh my gosh, maybe I'm going to get on my yoga routine, or maybe I'm going to get on a meditation routine. It's going to be really around your wellness, balance, your whole health, your diet, the health of your finances as well, or the health of the situations that you're in. That can include relationships and toxic people and healthy people, and you could kind of be bombarded with both, with spirit reminding you about boundaries around friendships and relationships with you. And so this is going to be around some of the health and a health check-in, and I think in a really great way. And then Scorpios, boy, this is about partnerships. This is about spouses, partnerships, business partners, people you commit to in relationships. That could be just long-term relationships that can include friends, that your obligations to friends, and there could be real benefits coming from partners. That could be maybe there's opportunities for new jobs, new finances, even new partnerships, even new long-term relationships sort of popping up in your life, starting off as a new meeting, a new encounter that turns out to be a few years down the road, a pretty good lucky chance encounter that turns out to be a long-term partner for you in some way. And so you're really shoring some of this up, and even your role and identity in relationships and how you partner. And this could be something that you're really working on or looking at. Okay. Sagittarians, this is about conclusions. This is about maybe ending jobs, ending relationships with certain people, ending friendships, ending, maybe you're paying off debts and you're able to end your commitments to loan payments and interest payments. And so this is a time of you concluding things. You could be finishing up any sort of tax payments. You could be finishing up any sort of paperwork that you had, really sort of trying to conclude. And this could be unfinished business that you've had with friends and partners and people that maybe you're going to have an opportunity to end things, conclude things, bring closure to things. This could even come into your psyche therapeutically, and I feel like in a really positive way. I feel like this isn't like closing one door and really plateauing and then going into another level of things in your life. So that feels pretty good for you, Sagittarians. Capricorns, it's all about transitions and and transitions in your life. And this could be people exiting, opportunities exiting, old careers, old patterns, old deaths, things that are just exiting, and new things coming in kind of simultaneous as you go through this transition. And I just feel like when you're in this time of transition, no, it's not a time to settle on anything, to make super decisive decision kind of stuff, or long-term commitments. This is a time just to get a sense of what's the flow is, what's coming in, what's going out, and just being really ready to surrender and let go, and then also being ready to receive. And both of those things can be challenging because we have to trust. We have to trust whatever is going on there for you guys. So I feel like the transitions are good and you're having a really positive flow. This would be a good time to feng shui your homes as well. Aquarians, it's all about your kingdom. It's all about, as far as you can see, your kingdom, people coming into your sphere, opportunities coming into your sphere. You can get new furniture, you can get new clothes, you could be gifted stuff. It's like all these wonderful little gifts and opportunities are just kind of coming into your sphere. This could be things around your home, new sets of dishes, new clothes, things that make you feel better about what's going on in your home. Really starting to change some of that stuff out there. So I feel like it's all about your kingdom and how you rule your kingdom. And maybe there's also things around boundaries with people, pets, getting disciplines in with pets, and maybe even in your own discipline cycles for things. Pisces, it's all about supports, asking and receiving. asking, receiving, and giving supports to others, and receiving support yourself, and having things that could be very reciprocal. And this is a really important boundary thing for Pisces, is around allowing and being receptive to someone offering you help, and sometimes maybe asking for help, and even sometimes going into higher self, higher spirit, higher guides for help, and that there's support all around you, and that it's going to present itself through signs and symbols and opportunities and people and synchronicities that are going to show up the next 7 to 10 days, really showing you where your strength and supports are and where those support systems are. So that feels pretty good as well for you, Pisces. Then I go to Aries. Didn't leave you guys out. Aries, rehab, rehabilitation, rehabbing your identity, rehabbing your reputation, rehabbing your wardrobe, uh, reorganizing, redoing, repurposing things that are going on around you. You just don't have the heart to throw it out, but you want to use it in new and exciting ways. And it could even be rehabbing some old wounds and hurt feelings. You could be in a place where you're really going through a rehabilitation process in terms of your identity, self, and ego. And you have that chironic asteroid and that's been a big thing even since April, around really healing some deep-seated wounds for you, little Aries. And that could be really around ego and really knowing when to run forward and when to hold back. I think that's sometimes the biggest lesson for Aries, is knowing when to charge forward full blast and when to just hold on, so you don't get too caught up in. And so that's the next 7 to 10 days for all 12 signs, sun, moon, and rising. Please listen to all three in your sign. And again, you can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. And we're going to get into some wonderful readings now. And I have Sophia from Worcester, UK. Sophia.
Hello.
How are you today? How can I be in service to you today?
I want to know about my love life, please, if that's possible.
Oh, I love life. That's my favorite. What's the day and month of your birthday?
I'm the 14th of July, 1990.
Oh, my little, okay. And so I'm going to start kind of a little bit in the bigger picture around July 14th and around some of the astrology that shows up around that. So this birthday you're coming into, if I looked at 714 and I added it together, I get 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 is the number I'm looking for. It's your karma number. It tells me your life cycle. And if I look at your birthday coming in, 2024 is an 8. I add your 3, I get 11, which is a master number. But 1 and 1 is 2. That's where I wanted to get to, where I find that your birthday this year to your birthday next year is about pairing up. It's about coupling. It's about connecting. It's about one-on-one, not group, not big rooms full of people kind of connections. It's finding balance, because sometimes my little crab Cancerians get kind of overwhelmed if their space is invaded too much. That could be their personal space. So relationships are a fine balance of someone who can be disciplined and contributing and reciprocal in relationship, and then people who just get out of your way because you need a day with nobody. You need no peopling day. And as you sort of oscillate sometimes between that, you need a flexible partner who kind of sees that, understands that. Now, there has been, and I'm going to go back 12 years. It has been a bit of an interesting ride for little Cancerians. And now that you've got Jupiter sort of going into your 12th house, you're going to find that people from your past, situations and patterns from the past are going to be a bit of a theme, even the last couple of weeks going into the next year. And they're to remind you what worked in the past and what did not work in the past. You've had a number of planets that moved out of your house of partnership. And boy, oh boy, Sophia, since 2019, you had 7 celestial bodies all lined up in Capricorn, which have made a number of challenges in terms of relationships. And now the last planet, which was Pluto, sort of has eked its way into Aquarius. But see, it's going to retrograde over the summer. And along with Jupiter headed into Gemini, which is like your 12th house, to expand out karmic connections, karmic past connections, closing them, embarking on who you are as a self which is really important. And this last year or so would have taught you a few things about the self, and that you need to take up space. You can't have people in that intimate area sometimes of self, because it you need the time to regenerate, recuperate, because the last since 2019, you would have been really depleted in relationship. It would have really been where you had to put in the effort, and more effort than you would have received, way more effort than you would have received. And now the shift in this is this: you have all of this wonderful karmic friends, connections, opportunities. And I want you to go kind of pre-COVID, okay? And go to that time in your life. And what was sort of just bubbling up? What was sort of just peaking up for you then? Because I feel like you're going to get tastes of that again to make you come to a place in your life of, do you want to move forward, or do you just want to end relationships with people? Because I got to say, there is, you've got, and I'm going to just be so bold, okay? Now, this is where I'm going to be bold, Sophia. I feel like
Okay.
there's going to be two divine masculine energies, two male energies. One is a committed partner, long-term partner that seems to show up around you, that seems to come to a, I think you're going to have an abrupt ending and abrupt beginning. And
Okay.
I feel, and I feel like there's an abrupt ending around between August and October. If that was the past one, I apologize if I'm a bit off my timing. And then you've got an kind of a similar but abrupt starting between April and August timeframe, which would be right now. Okay. And they're literally sort of crossing paths with each other. So you might be just communicating with someone from the past and then someone new showing up. And I feel like when you're um, there's something coming for you. It's funny. I'm just going to leave you this because I only have about a minute left with you. There's something about when you're invited to go to weddings, celebrations, something about a seaside or by the seaside. It's like a seaside venue that you'll be, and I'm going to say you're going to know about this within 3 months. And there's something about a very karmic connection there in terms of your love life. I feel like you're going to be pulled between water and earth sign around this connection, but seems to be showing up and something out of the blue. But you also have something that needs a conclusion, and it could be bubbling up even unexpectedly. Okay.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Sophia.
Thank you.
Oof.
Thank you. You're
Sending you so
amazing.
much love. Oh, you're
Sending you
amazing
so much love
too.
as well. Thank
We
you.
found each other because we're both amazing. That's how spirit works. They always put that similar energy together. So I'm so pleased you found me. And thank you. Okay, I've got another caller on the line. And I was so sorry. I'm sorry, what was the name? Marlene. So sorry, Marlene. And so welcome, Marlene. Did I hear that right?
Arlene.
Oh, thank you.
Arlene.
Arlene, oh my gosh. You know what it was? I was talking so much, I didn't see it fly by from the producer, and I apologize because I was into what I was doing. Arlene, thank you. Now, how can I be in service to you today?
I don't know. This is my first time. I hadn't had a reading in years and years. The last time I had a reading was after I lost my grandson.
Oh, don't tell me anymore. Please don't tell me. Hang on. Let me tell you something. Okay, let's focus. I'm sorry you lost your grandson, and my heart absolutely just sends you lots of love. My name
Thank
is
you.
Bernice. My name is Bernice Bisson. I'm from Canada. I read for the last 35 years, and I've read all kinds of things. And because it's been a long time, let's just explore. I'm going to take the rest of my show. We're just going to explore what's going on around you. And can I just say something? I do my show notes, and I'm holding up a piece of paper to the screen. You may not be able to see it till you see the recording. And there was a bunch of notes about the grandson. And so I'm actually supposed to talk about your dad and like your son, the grandson. And I'm supposed to talk about together, and that I was supposed to tell you that nothing would have changed if you had acted differently, and that
Oh,
you've beaten yourself up, and that you've tried to intervene in the care several times, or you tried to intervene. And you know that, ironically, your grandson and your dad are kind of similar in some way, in that you would have had some real um beating yourself up, and you don't need to. And I'm going to say that nothing would have changed, and they wanted me to tell you this, so I'm going to just hold this up because they record this, and then you can see my writing because it's really scratchy. But whoever was supposed to tell this to was that there was also something, they made a reference to someone's care in a hospital, and that they actually referred with turmoil. There was a lot of turmoil, and um, that there's also worried about a husband figure, and that there's an L name, like I put like Linda. I didn't know the name, and I just put like, and then the S name, and that two H's showed up. Those are the letters. I didn't know what to do with them, but I wanted to say this to you. Um, there's three other members in your family right now, my beautiful friend Arlene, that somebody has some legal stuff or legal issues. And I'm supposed to tell you that it's gonna, where they feel lots of stress. I feel like they're gonna be relieved to learn that it ends. There's a decision. There's something that comes that really ends what might have felt like some turmoil. Okay. And
wow.
I don't know that I feel like you might be waiting for an answer, or you could be waiting for conclusion. And I feel like it's coming. And I feel like, boy, I want you to have the biggest voice in the world, Arlene. And I want you to shout out your grandson's name from the rooftops, because I feel like, because there's two of the same name. I keep bugging me. I'm sorry. I'll keep thinking about it, but keep getting two of the same name, two people with the same name. Um, Also, I'm supposed to ask about the baby boy, like a little boy alive.
My
Um,
my grandson, my youngest
who's alive?
grandson,
Yes.
who's
Okay.
alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, who's alive? The little guy who's alive. I feel like he sees them. He
Yes,
sees the
I
older
believe
man and
he
the young
does.
together. And did you have to take care of a dog? Someone's
Yep,
dog?
yep. I just lost him.
Oh, girl, they're all in good hands. They're all in good hands. I just know that. I'm so happy you found me today, because I just feel like I didn't know who this message was for. And I just feel like I'm supposed to just tell you your dog's in good hands. I keep
Oh
also
God.
seeing, and I keep also seeing that, I feel like someone might give you a picture of your dog. They could put it on something, like they'll put it on a blanket, or they'll put it on something where they'll give you this picture of your dog. And I feel like it's really meaningful. And that um, I also feel like there's something about someone's leg, their surgery or problems with a leg. And that could
My
be,
sister.
I'm sorry.
My sister's knees are bothering her.
Okay, that there's something about she might wind up needing to get some sort of shots in her knees, or something about some sort of medication or treatment around that, because it could be kind of chronic around the knees, something degenerative
Yeah.
going on. Okay, and I'm also supposed to tell you that there's one of your kids, one of the kids. I want to, it's fine. I want to talk about two sets of kids, so I'm a little confused about how this I'm talking about this. But I want to say that someone has a new job coming, a new work, and they want new work. They want this new job. They want to return to work. There's something important about that. And I feel like we're going to hear about that within 3 months. And I feel like it's really quite positive. Um, some news coming from that could even be your kid-in-law.
Yeah.
I do want to say something kind of crazy. Do you have friends in Canada?
Um, ceremonial friends.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I feel like you could get an invite to Canada. I don't know. I feel like if you do, it's worth it. But
Yeah,
there
I've
could be.
always been wanting to go up there and talk to. Something happened in the lodge. That's why I left. They
In the what?
did something to my dad, and I've never been able to let it go until just recently. They stole his sacred items.
Oh, with stuff from your dad.
Yeah, after he
This is
passed,
why.
they took all his sacred items and didn't give them back to me.
Oh, and do they have the connection to Canada?
Yeah,
Okay, let me go back. I'm going to back up my whole message because I was supposed to talk about your dad and your grandson and the fact that they're together and
yeah,
that
I knew
there's a
I knew
piece.
my dad come got him.
I
I
and
knew that
it's
morning.
funny because he rode up. Your dad rode up on a horse. I don't know why he rode up on a horse, but
Oh,
um,
you can see that because he rode horses when he was little. They would take him back from the fort. I mean, from the camp back to the island.
oh, he rode up on a horse for your grandson, and I just want to say that I feel like I'm going to say that you might be reconnected with the ceremonial tools. I'm going to put that out to spirit to connect you to the ceremonial tools, and that the who has them would want to repatriate them to the right spiritual family name, right spirit. I'm going to ask spirit to do that for you. But I just want to say, my friend, you are so loved and you are so guided and protected, and know that, and that they are in good hands, and that there is something about sunflowers, a field of sunflowers. And when you're standing in a field of sunflowers, know they are with you. Okay?
Okay.
Sending love, my beautiful friend. And thank you to you for calling in. And thank you to everyone for tuning in to A1R Psychic Radio, Moonstruck Television, and Lightning TV, and to Psychic Tuesdays with Sweet Bee. I'll see everyone in 7 days.